Hello! Today I'm here to talk about something that could literally be the end of humanity. And if you don't already care about antibiotic resistance, prepare to care harder than a Care Bear. Antibiotics were invented in 1928 by Sir Alexander Fleming and went on to save millions of lives, particularly those of World War II soldiers. But as early as 1945, the same guy who invented them was like, whoa, hold up. He recognized that what he called abuse of the treatment could lead to the evolution of superbugs more and more resistant to antibiotics. And not like this guy or this guy, but like this guy. And once dangerous superbugs get a foothold, antibiotics completely wipe out any competition they have and allow them to overpopulate freely. Which, like, horror remake of Osmosis Jones?
Careful and contagious.
I'd watch it. But unfortunately, it's not a fictional horror story. It's being documented in hospitals all across America. In September of last year, a woman from Reno, Nevada died when a harmful bacteria spread throughout her whole body that was resistant to 26 different kinds of antibiotics. Doctors said they tried every antibiotic available in the US and that there's nothing more they could have done. And while one case of this is terrifying enough, drug-resistant superbugs infect 2 million Americans per year and kill 23,000. And a study published by the Review on Antimicrobial Resistance estimated that superbugs could kill 10 million by 2050 if left unchecked. And while that number was later criticized for being an overestimate, world leaders are starting to get seriously concerned. For example, the UN General Assembly has held a high-level meeting on the topic. Although the hazards are well known, antibiotics are still cheap, unregulated, and available over the counter without a prescription in many countries. And yes, while human use should also be scaled back, the biggest culprit of antibiotic overuse is by far the agricultural industry. In 2011, the pharmaceutical industry sold 30 million pounds of antibiotics for livestock, which constituted about 80% of all antibiotics sold that year. Now, I don't know how much antibiotics weigh, but 30 million pounds? That is like Mexican drug cartel numbers. That is 100 adult blue whales worth of white powder. On factory farms, they're distributed routinely through the animal's water and act primarily as a growth supplement, but also, of course, as insurance so that the product doesn't get sick too early and infect all the other products, which is likely when they're living in each other's waste on factory farms. Easier to dissolve a solution in their water than, like, I don't know, give a crap about the animal's living conditions. But it is possible to raise animals without overusing antibiotics. The EU has been doing it for over 10 years once they recognize the dangers. Because when we eat these animals that have been fed antibiotics, evidence shows that their antibiotic-resistant superbugs can be passed on to us. A study put out by the Public Health Reports found that several lines of reasoning support the conclusion that agricultural antibiotics are associated with resistance. Some claim that resistance through eating animals isn't as prevalent as everyone thinks because the cooking process should kill any harmful bacteria. But of course, cooking meat at high temperatures produces carcinogenic chemicals called heterocyclic amines, which up your risk of a host of cancers. So best of luck walking that line. Or you could just go vegetarian and save the world while you're at it. Before you go, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and make sure to share with someone who eats way too much meat. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week. I'll be back with more videos.